push pulls first. So we're gonna push out here and pull down and back. Ooh, that feels good on my back.
Mine too.
I haven't done shit.
I
So I
haven't
have
done
breaks
nothing
once in a
either,
while.
Kelly.
Huh?
I haven't done nothing
Oh
either.
God. Go ahead and press up overhead. It's okay to have breaks once in a while. It's just good to know that you can always come back to.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be.
That's the
great
hardest part
for
about
my
the break
mental-
is
Nothing I'll be dragging.
yeah.
Yeah, be good for my mental state of mind.
Kelly will
Me
do
too.
it.
See, I think
Go ahead,
that
do
is
some
a
windmills.
lot.
Yeah, I do too.
It's the mental that I get from
Yes,
this.
I
Yes.
agree. I think that's all.
Clark
Good.
says, you'll really miss it if you don't roll this morning. Yes, I will.
It's just a good way to start, especially start your day, you know. I'm a little biased, but go ahead, let's twist.
You know, though, in high school, I never thought that. In first years of marriage, I never thought this. I never did it at all until I came here.
No.
All right, let's go into some butt kicks here. I'm gonna go just use a little bit, get some tunes going. God, I'm tight as hell.
Jeepers creepers, feel like I'm first day back on the job.
All right, let's do high knees, but I want you to add in a twist today. So I want to kind of do the twisting X crunch like we have done, but it's nice and controlled. You just want to kind of feel the core light up here a little bit. Just go into some side to side, back and forth lunges, kind of sinking into each hip, opening up that inner thigh area. All right, let's go ahead, move into some just body weight squats. All right, your own pace, just kind of feeling maybe you're only about half squats today, making sure feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. We're hinging at those hips, right? Always thinking like we have a wall behind us. We want to hit our butt to that wall, okay? And those knees will break. Nice and upright in that core. Kind of bracing that core like someone's gonna sucker punch you. So you want to kind of feel nice and tight there. That's gonna help be nice and upright. All right, go ahead and finish just one more. Okay. Shake it out. We're starting with lunges. So you can kind of decide, obviously, if we can go up a weight, that's great. If you want to just start out with just body weight lunges as well, that's fine. I actually want to do this. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do front lunges, okay? So we're trying to step out front, making sure our toe isn't, our knee isn't going over our toe, right? We wanna make sure we're worrying about bending this back knee, then pressing back, okay? So 8 to 12 on each side, okay, when you're ready. You can stay with that same side if you want. I think that helps with balance. And that way, if you only have one weight, you don't have to switch it back and forth as well. So nice and supported in our core, just like we do a squat. Gonna press through that front leg as you come back. Oh, jeez. Squeeze in the glutes as we step back. Breathing. My heart rate's getting up there. I'm sure you guys are too.
I think this is the hardest one to do.
Lunges?
Yes.
Lunges are tough. Yes, they are.
So hard.
Okay, you're gonna take a breath. You're gonna wanna flip out your weights here. We're gonna do lateral raises, working our shoulders, okay? So I know we've done a lot. We've done lateral raises quite a bit. This is where we come out to the side, right? What I want us to change up is I want us to bend our elbow a little bit more, okay? So as we're coming out, elbows I don't know if that's like 45 degrees, right? Coming out. We still want to come, elbows still in line with our shoulder, right? Coming down, nice grip in our wrists. We'll make sure our wrists aren't extended, flex, anything like that. Okay, when you're ready. Good. Feel that squeeze in the shoulders. Making sure those hands don't go higher than our elbows. I want the hands to be in line with our elbows, and our elbows are still coming up to shoulder height, right? So it's all kind of the same plane. Awesome. Probably gonna want the same weight with this next one, I'm assuming. Giving the shoulder a second, taking a breath. Okay, upright flies, all right? So first of all, doing our hip hinge, right? Coming into that row position. We're hip hinging here. Weight's gonna fall underneath our chest. All right, wanna make sure we're not kind of curved really bad, like here. Sometimes the hip hinge, people don't necessarily send the hips back. They just bend over at their waist, if that makes sense. Wanna make sure you send those hips back first, okay? Coming down here, palms are facing each other. A little bit of a bend in the elbow again. We're just coming out to that upright fly, squeezing the shoulder blades behind us, okay? 8 to 12 repetitions. Trying to squeeze the shoulder blades behind us. We really want, when we start to get a little heavier, our arms want to come back behind us. I want to try to keep them still in line with kind of the shoulders, if that makes sense. So we still want to bring it kind of nice and out. So hitting the back of the shoulders as well, okay? Okay. We're gonna, whatever weight you want to do, we're gonna do curtsy lunges next. Maybe the same that you did with the regular lunges, or if you want a little more or less. It's up to you.
I'm gonna try.
Okay. All right, curtsy lunge. Bringing one leg back, coming down here, squeezing, feeling that outer hip. Ready? 8 to 12 on each side. Really pressing through that front leg. It's easy to take off with that back foot. Really trying to press up with the front though. Making sure we're seeing it all the way upright. So I want to make sure we finish the move. So we just don't want to kind of come, we're still hinged. When we come right back, we want to pull through all the way with those hips. Whenever you finish your 8 to 12, you can take a breath. Whenever you're ready, planking through. We're still upright in our core, right? So still imagining someone's gonna sucker punch us in the stomach. So we still wanna engage that area. Breathing, feeling good. Are we still pressing through that front leg? Or are we taking off the back? All right, take a second here. We're gonna do hammer curls next. All right, hammer curls. We can go ahead and do both at the same time as long as we're not swinging, right? So coming up here, elbows are pinned, coming down. A little bit of resistance on that way down. 8 to 12. Good. Neutral wrist. I like this one because it's easy to have neutral wrist or to see where your wrists are at. maybe a little bit further, making sure it's really tempting to swing. And use that low back. Always checking in here. Using that breath. I should have brought over the 12s. They do have 12s over there. Forgot. Okay. Coming to the floor next. We're gonna need probably a set of lighter ones, but for the first one you want probably one heavier one. Or you can have the option if you don't have heavier ones to do 2 at the same time as well. Let's see if I can do it with this here. Okay, skull crushers. All right. So if you just have one coming up here. Those elbows, the shoulders stay stationary, just bending from the elbow, coming down to that skull crusher, squeezing up with our triceps. You have to, same thing, okay? Shoulders stay stationary, coming down here to the head, squeezing up, all right? 8 to 12 when you're ready. Hit your head? Don't actually crush your skull, but you can see where the name comes from, right?
Yes.
Alright, then we're going to want to flip out to your lightest set that you probably have here. I haven't done these on this, I forget. Okay, this is a new one for you guys. Alright, so with this one, we're going to be hitting the chest here a little bit. It's an around the world chest press. So we've done like around the worlds. Normally that's going to hit more shoulders, more upright. Now we're going to do it while we're lying down. So we want to start with our weights here. Okay, we're starting above our chest. Then we come down. Okay, so we're parallel with our shoulders, around, up overhead, then we're squeezing with our chest back up. Okay, so coming down, around, and then we squeeze up. And then the part, we're gonna feel this obviously as you come out, you're gonna feel this in your chest. As you come around, we wanna engage the chest, and coming up, gonna engage the chest as well, okay? 8 to 12 here. Breathing. If you're struggling, don't be afraid to go down the weight if you need it. Doesn't take much here. So what we're trying to do here is also keep the shoulders on the floor. We don't want those shoulders kind of sinking up towards the ceiling. We want to stay placed into the shoulder blades here. On that way out. This is just a nice and controlled movement. We never want to do those fast. We don't want to compromise your shoulder. Good. We're going to finish out plank, okay? We're just gonna do a 30-second plank. Good planks here. I know you guys can do longer. We're gonna do just a good 30 seconds. All right, starting up here. 3, 2, 1. Elbow plank. Keeping those hips down, nice and level. Again, engaging. There we go. Engaging the core. Feeling a lot of pressure in your low back. It's normal to have a little bit, but we want to just try to squeeze the front of the core if you're having that issue. Dropping to the knees is an option if you need to. Almost done. Breathe and break. Okay, that's our set. So we're going. Yeah, it doesn't. Yep, once you up the weight a little bit. Our goal is to go two to 4 times through, just depending on what's going on. So. Taking a drink, walking in place if you want here. Or take about another 20 seconds before we start up again.
Those last ones, I just couldn't do it so that
Okay.
well. I'm gonna go slower and smaller. Isn't that okay?
Yeah.
No.
There is another
this
pair over there if you want to grab them too. I think there's another pair of 6s and 7s.
I'll
I
see what
have-
I
And
can
there's
do.
12s if you guys want a little bit heavier. There's a pair of 12s over there.
Just this one like that. The 8th, I was just
Yeah, I'll see.
I could get.
These
I did.
upright flies, that's what I'll have
Yep.
trouble with.
Yep, those are hard.
If you want me to go over and get the others, I will for you.
That's okay.
Because
I'll try these.
you usually do more.
Yeah, and again, if it feels heavy, as long as you aren't compromising a lot, feel free to stop short or just try to get to your age or whatever. You know, not a
okay.
problem. Okay, you
Yeah,
don't have to
'cause-
get that full 12. All right.
Oh.
There's a couple things I only did like 10 reps, like my hammer curls. That was a little bit heavier. So just kind of
Oh,
decide. Like I said,
okay.
you want to stop short if you couldn't do 2 more. You could only do 2 more. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Let's start up again. Lunges. I'm gonna go 2 here, I think. All right. When you're ready, you're 8 to 12.
Oops, I'm doing back lunges.
That's okay. I actually prefer back lunges, but we're too much front ones. Again, always engaging the core. You don't want to get sloppy there. That's when our low back might get a little bit tweaked or injured. Also through that front leg, squeeze the glutes as we stand up. Oh. Looking good, ladies. We're gonna do lateral raises next. We're gonna want a little bit lighter. Working the shoulders. Again, we want to have those elbows bent about 45 degrees or whatever. Doesn't have to be exactly that. Whatever feels comfortable, okay? Coming out 8 to 12 when you're ready. Again, when I say we don't want our hands higher, we don't want to be doing this, okay? So we don't want to end here. We want to be able to end. Everything's parallel, I think, hopefully. Okay? You're done, you can take a breath. Come on. Okay, getting ready for the upright flies here, okay? Trying to work our back. This is a tough one. hinging those hips into row position. First of all, squeezing those glutes when you're ready. Again, we want those shoulders to try to be, hands to be in line. We don't want to be coming back. Yes, it's going to work a little bit over your back, but not as optimal as being in line with those shoulders. Don't be afraid to take a quick breath in between if you're struggling. Slight bend in the elbow. Take a breath. Get ready for our curtsy lunges next, deciding what you want to do here. I'm already shaking with you guys. Arms.
Rubber.
What do I want to do? Let's try this. Okay, you're 8 to 12. When you're ready, curtsy lunges. I'm going to try to start with my bad side. I started with my good side last time. That's kind of makes it difficult when you go to the other side. Again, going through the whole movement, right? We want to kind of finish that, squeeze those hips in forward. Every rep. Doing awesome, ladies. Keep breathing, working through it. Pressing through that front leg. My glutes are on fire. Woo-hoo. Make sure you're not bending over is the biggest thing. We want to bend that back knee, okay? You want to, there we go. But, yep, it's going to make it difficult if I have to drop weight. That's what
You told me.
Yeah.
My body is just shaking.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, afterwards I feel good. It's just like, oh.
Yeah, make sure you get some protein after this, ladies. For me. A little bit of carbs. Okay, hammer curls. Deciding what weight you want here. 8 to 12, when you're ready. And don't be afraid to use that breath. Trying to exhale during the hard part. So the hard part would be curling up, right? The easy part, try to go a little bit slower. Really challenge yourself. Is that low back at? Are we still supported in our core? Are we swinging? Pretty good. All right, coming to the floor for skull crushers next. Either one weight or two weights. You can decide what you want to do depending on what you got with you. Hitting the triceps now. Back of those arms. When you're ready. 8 to 12. Shoulders stay stationary. Just bending from the elbows. like it's gonna be our last set. So just a couple more things to go. When you're ready. Oh, Brenda, we're not quite there yet, but you can keep going if you want. The around the worlds. Were you doing around the worlds before?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well you can switch to skull crushers now. Okay, so skull crushers is this one, right? Coming here.
Oh gosh.
Squeeze it up. We'll just flip flop. It's fine. I was like, oh, did you move on? I was like, what's going on?
No, I was doing them all.
Yeah.
I hate to leave because this is awesome, but I gotta go. So.
All right, we'll see you on
See you
Thursday.
Thursday, everybody. Have a good day.
Yep, now we're moving into around the worlds here. We're using that chest, nice and controlled.
Good boy. Well, I can do skulls.
Yep, you can do skull crushers, yep.
Make it to 12. Maybe.
Nice work. Woohoo!
You know,
That's it. That was definitely a last rep there.
if you suck in your stomach, I found out it's easier for me.
Yep.
Try to get your back flat to the floor. Is that what it is? Because I've been concentrating the last 2 times to suck in my stomach, and it's easier.
It actually will, typically with most people, but it actually might just help you feel more secure. Typically when you do that, it actually makes it more difficult because of your shoulder mobility. Typically people have limited shoulder mobility when you tuck in. It's gonna make it, but it makes it more stable. So maybe that's what's helping you is
Maybe
that
that's
you have more of a
it.
stable and you actually able to move through it. So
Yeah.
yeah, but you always want to do that, whatever we're doing. You always want everybody engaged before. So, all right, gonna finish off with a 30-second plank here.
Okay.
Ready? And begin. Here we go. Last 30 seconds today. Awesome. Breathing. Wrapping the front of the cord to the back, all the way around. Where our hips at? Are they coming up? Try to squeeze them back down just a little bit here. We're almost done. 2, 1. Great. Nice work. Whew. We can hang out on the floor here and do a few stretches together. If you want, I don't know if you guys have your water, you can grab a drink too. The breath, we'll meet up here. Just for a quick stretch. Let's do forward fold when you're ready. So just reaching, trying to reach for those toes. Woo. Trying to find a spot. I'm about mid-shin here, just holding here. After every exhale, I'm going to try to curl those fingers just a little bit more and hold. Nice and slow and release. All right, let's do figure 4 next. Crossing over, bring it up here. Again, so it's easy when we kind of curve our back. We want to try to have a nice straight spine, right? And then we can kind of walk up our fingers, our hands up, and feel that outer hip stretch. Good, and switch. Again, nice straight spine. We don't want to curve a lot. You can, and we're just not going to feel as much of a stretch as if we have our back straight. Awesome. Go ahead, release. Let's go to butterfly pose or cobbler's pose. Feet are here. You can use your elbows if you want, or just hang out here. Nice straight back. When you're ready, with a nice straight back, you can lean in, feeling the inner thighs release. Good. Then just come to a nice seated position, whatever that is. Let's clasp our hands above us and do some seated side stretches. Reaching to one side, that hip stays down. Feeling a stretch here. When you're ready, go ahead and flip to the other side. Then we're gonna come up and we're gonna twist back and around. And we can twist to the other side. Let's do some arm crossovers, just bringing one arm over and across, pulling the shoulder blade away from the spine, dropping the shoulder away from our ear. And switch when you're ready. Let's come back to handcuff. Alright, and we're trying to crawl the middle fingers up the spine, then dropping shoulders just a little bit away from the ears. Then let's just put our hands to our sides, do a couple neck stretches. Reaching to one side, one ear to one shoulder without bringing up that shoulder. Go ahead, switch to the other side if you haven't yet. Alright, finish with the nose. So just looking over one shoulder and the other shoulder. And that's where we will end.